Alright, time to get these fans mounted to the radiator core support. So, first thing I did was on the passenger side, I cut this lip off. I cut it about 3/8 of an inch. And what that does is that this surface right here now sits on the radiator itself. That's cool, dude. Just go ahead and dent the radiator. Then the other thing I did was I cut off, there was 2 of these. I cut that one off because it interferes with the radiator hose. So that was the only modifications I made to the fan shroud itself, was just cutting this one side. So what that does is now it sits down on the radiator. So it sits right on this edge using these supports. It leaves me about an 1/8 to 1/4 inch gap to the radiator, so I'm not damaging the radiator. And it sits on those mounts on both sides now. Yeah, what do you think? Alright, so the passenger side only has 1 point now. So there's these 2 existing tapped holes right here and here. This one was a ground. I'm not sure what that one holds on, but whatever. So I'm just going to make a bracket. Uses those two existing holes, and I'll drill and tap that end for 1/4 20. Then over here on the driver's side, I've got some, it's either 1/8 or 3/16 metal. I'm going to make a bracket. It sits about like that. I'm going to notch it. And go like this. Cut it right there. So then this will slide. I can't do it because of the radiator hose, which is why I got to cut this out. Slide under these, drill and tap it for those 2. And then this is all open under here, so I'll attach probably 2 points down here and 1 point up here. So I'll get this cut out and then fit it in here better. Show you a trick for picking up blind holes when you need to drill through a bracket and line up. And there's a bunch of ways you can do this. You can take a scribe or something and go through the back, or this one right here I could probably just take a marker through the back, but for this I'll show you how to easily do this. You don't have to use tape. This is only so you can kind of see it better. You can just draw right on whatever you're working on. Alright. So 1 hole is there and 1 hole is there. You take a straight edge. It doesn't have to be a ruler. It can be anything that's straight. And you're going to put a line through the center of your hole. And another line through the center of your hole to make an X. Shape of the X doesn't matter one bit. All you're doing is making an X. There's 1. There's 2. Alright, so then you take your part and you lay it on top. Line it up how you want it. Then you're going to recreate those X's. Right now I'm lining up on the line. Connect the dots. Do the other X, connect the dots. There's the center of my hole. So I'll drill these 2 through holes, and that one I'll drill and tap for 1/4 20. Alright, I got my holes drilled and tapped, so we'll see how this fits. Alright, looks pretty good. I'm hitting a little over here, so I'll need to trim that. It's pushing on the radiator, and then I'll probably space that up with a washer. But that looks pretty good for that side. So now we'll move over to the driver's side. So I cut my notch out. So this will be pretty easy over here since I'm not using any existing holes. So what I'll do, square this up. Drill and tap these for 1/4 20. Probably put one right here. Then another easy trick, if you want to line up equal stuff, just slide it along like that. That'll give you a fairly straight line. And it'll go about that same distance from the end. And put one right there because I've got my gap underneath right here. So put 2 fasteners there, 1 fastener at the top. On this side I'm going to have to space it. When it sits up flush with the bracket, I've got a gap under here, but put spacers in there, that's no problem. So let me go drill this up and then we'll mount it. Alright, got my bracket drilled and tapped on these 2 holes, and then the other ones are just 1/4 inch through holes. So I'll line this up on here. So we'll drill that and tap it, and then drill these 2 for rib nuts. And before pulling this off, I'm going to mark this top edge. I'm just going to match the angle of the core support, just so it looks a little better when everything's installed. So I'll take this over to the belt sander, clean up my edges, radius my corners, because this bracket's done. Alright, I threw some paint on the brackets. Got them ready to go, so we'll toss these on. There we go. Fans are mounted. Ready to drop the core support back in the car. All set. There it is, fans installed. Shroud's nice and sturdy. Got plenty of clearance between everything here. So I'm ready to do wiring. We'll wire these fans up. That's it.